So today I will be taking apart this iPhone 5C. It's already turned off, and let's just get started. Now normally there will be 2 screws to take out down here, but mine has lost those. And then, once you get that open, carefully raise it up. Be careful because there are some connectors there at the bottom. I like to just prop it up like this while I get the screwdriver. And undo this battery connector. Unplug the battery. And then once that is done, take off this little panel here. Be sure to keep all of these screws neat because they're all different sizes. And this screw at the top here is not magnetic. After that is done, undo this cable, and the cable underneath that. Then the screen comes off. Home button is in there, so is the earpiece and camera. I will not be taking the battery out because it is glued down and I do not have any more glue strips. Always be sure to take your SIM card out. Then unplug the charge port board. And we can start with the speaker because it's the biggest component. I think the screw is non-magnetic. Send me the antenna wire carefully. And pull it around. Then we can carefully pull the speaker out. And it looks like this is glued down. There's the speaker. And we can unscrew the headphone jack. Then the top part of the charge port. Then the other screw on the bottom of the charge port. And then this little cable here is glued down. This is the board for the charging port, microphone, and headphone jack. And the ring for the headphone jack just came off. Set that aside. There's the metal backing. You know, these special Scan-Off screws, so you can screw one screw into another screw. Screwception. There are 2 of those. And then 2 normal screws up here. One normal screw there. There's another Scan-Off screw there. This one is smaller than the others. And there's one screw right here. Then we can unplug the flash, ring switch, and volume buttons, and the camera. And then the whole logic board wiggles out, but first there is a antenna cable on the bottom of the board that you must be very careful of. I have broken a few of them. Then the board just comes right out. Then for the camera, you unscrew that and that. I don't want to take that out because it's kind of hard to get back in. Same with the vibration motor, and the battery is glued in. Now time to reassemble it. And I hope I remember where everything goes. So first, the logic board. Pull that cable out of the way. Be careful with that battery connector. Then we can plug back in the camera and this cable. That cable is kind of tricky to get back down. Then we can put back in the charge port board. Ignore that. So first the headphone jack, then the microphone, then the charge port, and then push it all back down because it was glued down. Make sure that the adhesive for the battery is on top of the cable, or else it will not fit properly and you will break it. Then we put back in the screws for the headphone jack. Now I can try and tuck this back under where it was. And we can get these top charge port screws back in. And the bottom ones. Then we can take the speaker, and it connects using these gold contact pads here. So no connections to worry about. It goes underneath the logic board and over here. And then push the home button pads, get back down on it. And this screw. Some of these can be a bit difficult. Next, connect the charge port board and carefully connect the antenna. I also realized that I did not connect this antenna cable up here. However, that is even more difficult, so I'm not going to worry about it because I don't use this phone anyway. Now we can put the screws for the logic board back in. Starting with the ones for the charge for the battery cover. And this one for the display cover. Display connector cover. Next, the display. Note, I have not plugged in the battery connector yet. First step is this connector in the back. Then the connector going horizontally. Then the connector going vertically. This can be somewhat difficult sometimes, so long as you do it right. Then put the cover back on. Then put the screws back in. Be careful not to tighten the screws too tight. Especially these ones up here, because it can rip the cables if you're not careful. And now, reconnect the battery. I'm gonna wait to put the cover back on because I don't trust that I did this right. But put the cover back on and put in the 2 screws. Then, before you close it up, power it on. Make sure it works. And it does. So we're gonna wait on this to power up, and then I'm gonna shut it back down, put the cover over the battery, and hope it works after that. And this is why you have to be careful, kids. I dropped my phone from up top and I cracked the LCD from underneath, and now it doesn't work. This has been a tutorial on what not to do. I'm going to have to go order a new screen now. So, I found the display that it used to have. It's cracked, but at least it works. Success.